Johnson was back to his old self when he was able to dunk again. The second straight season confetti fell on the Irish after the national championship, except this time the feeling wasn't as sweet. Lauren, very big news. A few weeks ago, Notre Dame and offensive coordinator Chip Long mutually agreed to part ways. And today, Brian Kelly confirmed that quarterbacks coach Tom Rees will be calling the plays on Saturday.
Now, Joe, you played in countless games of this type of magnitude before. What's the key to staying locked in, staying in the zone when all the eyes of the country are on you?
Clemson starting quarterback Trevor Lawrence is out tonight after testing positive for COVID-19.
All right, I'm trusting you right here, Ira. Don't let me down. I heard from a little birdie that a couple years ago you didn't even want to play quarterback, and now you've got a scholarship to play quarterback at the next level.
But after that game, Claypool said that didn't even come close to his career best performance, where he scored 10 touchdowns in one game in 8th grade in Canada. As for that garage in Helena, Montana, Sandberg says he hasn't been back there since 1978 and doesn't plan on going back anytime soon. I heard Syracuse has a good kicker, so I think they get 2 field goals. Notre Dame wins easily, 45-6. Megan. And Caitlin, if you want to cover my shifts this weekend, just let me know. In Tampa Bay, Mark Skol Jr., News Center 16. Lauren, in the history of the Notre Dame men's basketball program, no one has played more games for the Fighting Irish than Captain Rex PFLUEGER. PFLUEGER epitomizes what it means to be a Notre Dame man, and he's not only inspiring his teammates, but the entire country.
Number 0, Rex PFLUEGER.
Irish guard Rex PFLUEGER has faced challenge after challenge throughout his Notre Dame career.
Rex PFLUEGER.
But he's never lost his positive mindset.
It's just a game changer in your life.
A life lesson he got from his mom, Rebecca.
I think it just comes down from the teachings that my mom taught me since I was a little kid. You know, she always told me to have a smile on my face, try to make someone else's day a little bit better.
And Rex has kept that smile running across his face, even during the toughest of times.
I've dealt with the hardest pressure of my life last year, so I don't think there's anything that can really faze me as much as that.
In December of 2018, Rex tore his ACL against Purdue in the Crossroads Classic.
Oh boy, they might be going straight to the locker room here.
I don't like that.
Then, about a week later, his mom, his inspiration for his outlook, his family's rock, was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer.
I'll never forget that exact moment I found out. Both my body and time froze, leaving my mind to scatter in all directions.
But Rex didn't sulk. He didn't question why. Instead, those scattered thoughts kept bringing him back to his mom's positive lessons, and Rex became thankful for time.
I was given the time in my hectic schedule to go home and be with my mother and family during the most difficult challenge we've ever faced together as a family. And that was one of the greatest gifts I could ever be given, and all because of an injury.
Time to be with his mom. Time to recover. Time to be positive.
I think being positive is not just important to me, but it's important to everyone.
So important, Rex started a Sunday Positivity Twitter thread where he shares his thoughts and encourages everyone to share theirs too.
I think what my role is to help remind other people, along with other people helping me, to remind myself to be positive. It really helps you to become happier in your current situation and to strive for better situations.
On September 14th, 9 months after her diagnosis, Rebecca lost her fight with brain cancer. Still, Rex never changed, never lost his positivity.
It's tough, you know, but I got a tattoo on my wrist with her heartbeat on that I kiss every single night. Say goodnight, Mom, and I see her in my dreams a lot, so it's really sweet every time I wake up knowing that I got to see her. I try to resemble the person that my mom was because I honestly think she's perfect. And I've never seen a perfect person, but I got to grow up with one, so that's pretty amazing.
Rebecca's life lessons for Rex now radiate throughout the entire Notre Dame basketball team. During the Coaches versus Cancer game against Syracuse, Rex and his teammates wore shoes with blue butterflies, Rebecca's symbol.
He's been great, man. I mean, everything that's been thrown at him, he's handled it amazingly. Just try to be there with him. And I also think he knows how much, our group needs him.
And Rebecca was there in spirit on Senior Day as as Rex thanked his mom for all she's done for him.
Finally, I just want to say thank you to my beautiful mother who's in heaven right now. Without her love and strength, I wouldn't be here today. So I love you, Mama, and we're not done yet. Thank you.
You heard Rex there. The Irish are not done yet. They play Boston College in the ACC tournament tomorrow night, but what a lesson. A positive mindset equals a positive outcome.
You know, I'm getting emotional over here. It's making me cry.
Riley High School basketball player Gabe Johnson has one thing on his mind.
Well, obviously, we always have one goal here at Riley, South Bend Riley. That's to get down and play in Banker's Life. That's our team goal. Sectional championships, regional championships, we've done that. We got to get over the hump.
But Johnson has already got over a hump, one that almost changed his life forever.
It means a lot to me to be able to still play the game that I love, considering what happened.
In June of 2016, Johnson was playing in an AAU tournament in Cincinnati. He collided with an opposing player after a layup and could not get up. Right away, Johnson knew something was wrong.
This was unbearable pain. Like, I've broken ankles, torn Achilles, all types of things, and this was a different kind of pain.
His parents took him to Memorial Hospital after coming home from the basketball tournament. Immediately, the doctors knew the injury was serious.
The orthopedic surgeon came in and kind of set the scenario for us, and the long story short is he said there's a significant possibility that he could lose the leg. And I said, lose the leg? What are we talking about here?
Johnson had developed a major blood clot in his upper thigh. He went into surgery that night and it was successful. The doctors told his family had they waited another 24 hours, they would have amputated his leg. For the next 2.5 months, Johnson's sole focus was getting back on the court again.
It was a difficult process, but I just embraced the grind because I knew where I wanted to get back.
Johnson was back to his old self when he was able to dunk again.
It was like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this again. It was like a breath of fresh air.
And when Johnson played in his first game in November of 2016, it was an emotional night.
I was happy to be able to get those competitive juices flowing again. And I actually went home and cried happy tears.
Just to see him up and, able to do all the things that he loves to do, there's nothing like it in the world.
The blood clot left Johnson with a scar that runs the entire length of his thigh, but most importantly, it made him cherish every moment.
Every day when I wake up and my feet hit the floor, the first thing I do is I thank God for still being here, because there was a possibility that I could have either died or lost my leg. And so I thank him every day to be able to even walk and run and do things that people take for granted every day.
Mark Skol Jr., News Center 16. There is no chapter in the football coach's handbook on how to coach during a global pandemic. Notre Dame head football coach Brian Kelly has been coaching for 30 years and says he feels like a first-year head coach again, and he's relying on the help from some of his team's leaders. Kelly says he's been very impressed with how quarterback Ian Book has handled his leadership role during the pandemic. Kelly says Book has been intentional with his work ethic every day and is not distracted by the noise of being the starting quarterback at a school like Notre Dame. Book is entering his third year as QB1 at Notre Dame, and Kelly likes where his head is at.
His leadership has been outstanding. It was really good last year. It's even better now because I think he's developed a single-minded focus in terms of what he wants this team to accomplish and what he wants for him. It's a championship or bust.
Book hopes to lead Notre Dame to its first national title since 1988. Book and the Irish are back on the practice field tomorrow for their first practice in pads. While Notre Dame football is trying to compete for a national championship, no other fall sports on campus will be able to. The NCAA announced today that there will not be fall championships for sports other than football. However, NCAA President Mark Emmert says he wants to create a legitimate championship for those teams in the spring.
I'm completely confident that we can figure this out. We can use the fall, as I said, to keep kids healthy, keep them engaged with their coaches and their athletic departments, focus on their academic success, work with them and let them practice and stay ready to play. Then let's go compete at that time.
A decision as to whether the fall championships could be moved to the spring could be made when the NCAA Board of Directors meets on August 21st. To some Notre Dame men's basketball news, Mr. Double-Double is heading down under. Former Irish big John Mooney has inked his first professional contract with the Perth Wildcats in the National Basketball League in Australia. Mooney led the NCAA in both defensive rebounds and double-doubles last season. He still hopes to play in the NBA someday, but due to the pandemic canceling NBA Summer League action, Mooney had to choose another route. To the high school level, we are just over a week away from the start of high school football in the Hoosier State, and the St. Joe Indians are ready to play some ball. St. Joe finished with a 2-10 record in 2019, but they are returning several playmakers from last year's team. The Indians believe with the experience they have coming back, the wins will come in 2020.
We played a heck of a lot of people last year, so we're actually coming back with quite a bit of experience on all different levels of offense and all different levels of defense. We returned most of the white dogs up front. We returned our one running back and our quarterback. So we have guys that have a lot of experience, and even though somebody might not be a starter from last year, a lot of the kids were able to play certain roles in certain games. So we are coming back with a lot of experience, and we're excited to build off of that.
St. Joe will get some more experience in a scrimmage tomorrow at Father Bly Field against Bremen at 7 p.m. before the Indians season opener next Friday at Heritage Christian. To the ice for some playoff hockey. Blackhawks look to tie the series with Vegas at 1. Hawks down by 1 with just seconds to go in the second period. Patrick Kane finds Dylan Strome, who lights the lamp for the equalizer. We're all tied up at 3. This one needed overtime to decide a winner. And in OT, Riley Smith left wide open, and he scores. Vegas wins 4-3. The Knights take a 2-0 lead in the series. Game 3 is set for Saturday night. To the Diamond for an NL Central battle between the Cubs and the Brewers. Kyle Schwarber was back in the lineup tonight, and he was doing Kyle Schwarber things as he hits a Schwarber bomb to left. His third homer of the year gives the Cubs the 2-0 lead. The star of the show tonight, though, Yu Darvish. The Cubs ace had a no-hitter going into the 7th inning, and he struck out 11 Brewers in the Cubs 4-2 victory.